Citizen now at 3.7 FM. We're bringing all the things we're doing out of Nigeria security and civil defense corps. I want us to know something. That every nature of a place which happens to be the human race. And here on the Defenders Radio, see no trace. Because this is where we give you everything we're doing out of Nigeria security and civil defense corps. So what do we do on the Defenders Radio? Here we give you security talk, security tips, security enlightenment, and every other security related issue. Most people are seeing us on our uniform, saying you guys are good to go. But so many people out there don't know our core mandate. And that's why NSCDC, in collaboration with Citizen NAD 3.7 FM, come together to enlighten our people to know what's going on out of Nigeria security and civil defense corps. Well, security is a collective responsibility. And that's why we have to come up with these enlightenment security programs to give the people information so that we can work together as far as security architecture of Nigeria is concerned. Before I go on the program, I want us to know that NSCDC is back and better. Back in the days, they call us Google Defense. But now we are on the defense. And that's why we're flipping the song. So I'll be right back. And you go away. Check it out now.
NSCDC, the defender. That's who we are.
We did operate as volunteers. We did go from places to places, carrying our functions voluntarily. Like play, God don't do
We salute the courage of our founding fathers. They fought for the hearts that established civil defense. Today in Nigeria, we are mandated by the hearts to maintain peace, law and order.
Yes, to maintain peace, law and order. That's what we're doing. How the Nigeria security and civil defense call. In case you're just joining us, this is the Defenders Radio live on NAD 3.7 FM. And you'll be wondering, who is behind the steel of wheel? Well, my name is Babawale Afalabi, the National PRO, Nigeria security and civil defense call. Yes, this is what we're doing, justice to security talk, security tips, security enlightenment, and every other security-related issues. And on the program today, I'm having a guest. But when I get to that segment, yes, I'm going to let the cat out of the bag. So what is the vision of the Nigeria security and civil defense corps? I want you to know something, that our vision is building positive culture to create a unique identity in the security architecture of this country. And apart from that, we're saddled with a lot of responsibilities out of Nigeria security and civil defense corps. So what do? We protect critical national asset and infrastructure, all the critical national asset and infrastructure of this country. We do justice to that. We protect safeguarding the public utilities, critical national assets and infrastructure, such as oil pipelines, power stations, telecommunications facilities, and transportation network. Apart from that, we deal also with disaster management. We don't pray for any bad thing to happen in our community, in our nation, but when need arises, yes, talking about disaster management, management is part of our core mandate. That is, we collaborate with other sister agencies to respond to emergencies, mitigate disasters, and conduct search and rescue operations. Apart from that, what do we do at NSCDC? We also have a department called the Crisis and Conflict Resolution. It's one of the best departments I love so much because I love, people to be in peace. And when we're talking about peace, we're talking about security. And when we're talking about security, we're talking about NSCDC. And what do? We mediate and resolve disputes, conflicts, and community crises to foster peaceful coexistence, and that's part of the things we're doing. Our Nigeria Security and Civil Defense Corps, and also we have the anti-vandalism operation. Yes, the anti-vandal drive is also essential, and this is what we're doing. Yes, that is to prevent and combat vandalism of public and private properties, popularity oil pipelines, and other critical facilities. So people out there, you get to feel and know everything we're doing at the Nigeria Security and Civil Defense Corps. And also have to give props to my super duper Commandant General, talk and do Commandant General, a man that is very vibrant, a cerebral leader. I'm talking about our own Commandant General, Dr. Hamid Abubakar Howdy, MNI for the one God has given that mantle, that grace to saddle the affairs of the call. And this man has been doing wonderfully well, talking about security here at the Nigeria Security and Civil Defense Corps. And to all officers and men of the call, yes, we're thanking you for everything you've done, most especially in the year 2024, making sure we're safeguarding lives and properties at the Nigeria Security and Civil Defense Corps. And this 2025, I know it's really going to be a great and wonderful year because we've started on a very great and on a very good note. Well, still on the program, The Defenders Radio, and next I'll just be going straight to, yes, I said we'll be giving you information about things happening at the Nigeria Security and Civil Defense Corps. So let's fill our pulse and give you the happenings. Do you know some few days ago, the NSCDC, Osun State, destroys illegal mining site in Osun and they arrest one. That's really good. And also, giving back to the society, the medical department of the Nigeria Security and Civil Defense Corps, the partners with the United Healthcare International, give free medical outreach as communities loud CG Audi for pragmatic move towards public well-being. That's really great. And also, I'm talking about infrastructural vandalism. The NSCDC FCT Command arrests 7 suspects. And, talking about the vandals there. So, kudos to the commandant, FCT Command, talking about Dr. Ojumosu. Yes, he's really doing wonderfully well. And also in Katsina State, there's change of baton. Where we have Aminu Dati Ahmed takes over as Katsina NSCDC Commandant. That's really great. So we thank God for what God is doing here at the Nigeria Security and Civil Defense Corps. We didn't have much time, but I need to let you know that the program is live and we'll be throwing our lines open. What do you want to know about NSCDC? We'll throw the lines open. We'll fill your pulse. We'll receive your questions and we'll be able to give you answer of peace here at the Nigeria Security and Civil Defense Corps. I want you to know something. That the land is green, in case you don't know, Nigeria is, the land is green, it's fertile. All we got to do is to be good Nigerian. Don't let us think of what the country can do for us. Let's think of what we can do for the country. Let's think of the impact we can make, and we see things coming out well in the country. And that's why we're playing the music of this great woman, talking about Laura George, and she's doing it to The Land is Green, and I know you'll be blessed with this track. Check it out, I'll be right back. The Land is Green. On the program, The Defenders Radio.
Stand in the rain as the clouds go gray. The thunder roars and the earth sings. The season's just beginning. The sunlight it hides as the clouds make way. For the pouring of my blessings, I will not be afraid. I see it now, I understand, I know. So I embrace it, dance. In the rain, it's for my seed to grow. For every prayer and every seed I've sown, Lord of the harvest knows I'm reaping back 100-fold. The land is green, it's green, oh, oh. The land is green, it's green. Can't you see? The harvest is ready, 'cause the Lord of the harvest told me so. It's
Yes, the land of green, still on the program, The Defenders Radio, right here on your dialing frequency, talking about another 3.7 FM, Citizen FM. And it's still your man talking about Babawale Afolabi behind the microphone and doing justice to security matters here and letting us know what we're doing. How the Nigeria Security and Civil Defense Corps. Like I said the other time that I'm having a guest in the studio, and if you want to be part of the conversation, the number to call, no, I don't even want you to call, just send your SMS. What do you want to know about NSCDC? And the number to send your SMS to is 080 6225 4163. 080 6225 4163. 080 6225 4163. Yes, this week we'll be talking about one of the centers and the units we're having at the Nigeria Security and Civil Defense Corps. It's really apt, germane, and very essential to talk about this school that is domiciled at the Nigeria Security and Civil Defense Corps. And what am I talking about? Yes, the National Safe School Response Coordination Center that is domiciled at the Nigeria Security and Civil Defense Corps is a critical component of the implementation strategy of the Safe School program in Nigeria. The establishment of the center at the Nigeria Security and Civil Defense Corps headquarters is in demonstration of government resolve to address the serious challenges of schools attacks and its consequences that have thrown a large number of children out of school in Nigeria. And that's why I have to bring the new commander Safe School here on the show live. And who is this person I'm talking about? Yes, he's an assistant commandant of corps, Rabiu I. Mohammed, assistant commandant of corps, the third incumbent commander, National Safe Schools Response and Coordination Center, NHQ. And talking about this great man, he happened to be a PhD, had a PhD in leadership and strategic studies in view, master's in business and commercial law, 2011, Cordoba in 2003, also a Bachelor of Law degree, 2002, and last year he was enlisted into the Corps in 2010. And he had worked in so many departments and units of the Corps. He was once the head legal and prosecution UP Command, once head and legal prosecution, Kano State Command, once head and legal and prosecution of Sokoto State Command, even Akwa Ibom State Command, head legal and prosecution, Joint Task Force Operation Delta Safe Headquarters Yanigwa, Bayelsa State. He happened to be the head legal and prosecution, Kogi State Command. Wow, you can see the CV is really cumbersome. And talking about this great man, he happened to be the guest on this week edition of the program. I will be chit-chatting, talking more about his department and what Safe School is all about. You're welcome on the program, sir.
You're welcome. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, today we'll be talking about Safe School. Yes, let's talk about the activities. What do you do at the Safe School Response Coordination Center? We know it's domiciled at NSCDC. So what do you do at Safe Schools Response Coordination Center?
Thank you for having me. Thank you, Nigerians. Good morning, everybody. The National Safe School Response and Coordination Center happened to be one of the developmental initiatives of our CG, President of Dr. A.A. Audi, PhD, MNI over. It came on board in 2023. Now, Nigerians, we agree with me that for time immemorial, school safety has been something that we do not even really care much about. In fact, we are lackadaisical, or let me use the word nonchalant about it. You all agree with me that it was the incidents of the Chibok girls and the activities of bringing us our girls that heralded, that orchestrated and ignited our perspective, our thinking with regards to safety of schools in Nigeria. So the declaration was signed. It was a universal declaration in Sweden, and then during the reign of General Buhari in 2003, it was ratified in Nigeria, and then the NSCD conducted assessment across the country to see the extent of schools that are vulnerable to attacks and threats. Now, that influenced the siting of the center at the NSCDC NHQ at Soka in Abuja. Now, at the center, we have other aspects of security personnel. We have the military, including the Navy, the Air Force, and the Army. We have the DSS, and then we have the police together with civil defense. Now, actually, what we do there, it's purely on a kind of non-kinetic approach. We do sensitizations, to schools. When I mean schools, I mean students, staff, both academic and non-academic. We engage host communities with regards to school threats and all form of manners of criminality, including cultism, drug abuse, and what have you. As it were now, we are going to have an awareness program across the country in all the geographical zones. That of Abuja, we encompasses all the states and the North Central, Benue, Nasarawa, Niger, Kwara, and of course FCT here in Abuja. Now that of Katsina, Jigawa, Kaduna will hold in Kano, and that of Kebbi, Zamfara, and Sokoto will happen in Sokoto. In the southwest, it will happen in Oyo. In the south, it will happen east. Will happen at Owerri. Now we have segmented northeast into two: Plateau, Taraba, and Zamfara will happen in Jalum, right? Taraba. Then that of Borno, Gombe, Bauchi will happen in Damatru. So we are going to hammer on three areas. One, about school registration, because at its way, once a school is registered, I'll give the website out. When a school is registered on our website within the school premises, from Abuja here, we can see that school and we can monitor whatever threat that is likely to occur to that very school. And then since we have all the agencies on ground, we can call on the military or call on the police or justice, and then they can quickly respond. And then we're going to talk in about security tips awareness. That is how people, like what happened in Kurga here, sorry, in Kaduna. Now, children came out to play in the morning. They saw an explosive devices. Thank God it was not exploded. So we want to give sensitization to the public so that they will see what are those things, what are those likely things, what are things that they will see, and they will say something. Here in Cuba, earlier this year, a bomb blast took place. This came in about 50 in number. In the community for 3 days. They were there with them. Nobody could say anything. I met the head of the vigilante. I met the head of one. I said, what were you doing? Inform us. Inform the police. Inform civil defense. Inform the military. So if people are aware, people are conscious, at least when they see something, they will say something. The same thing happened at conflict in Lokoja, Osara, in Lokoja State. This became in about 20 of them in the Osara community. They were there for 4 days, chasing the girls around, buying this around. Nobody could say anything. And then last now, they entered the school. They kidnapped 14 students. Luckily for us, one person died. Now, I want to say here that the issue of school safety is a huge lot of things, because Nigeria is massive. We're talking about 250 million people Nigerians. Now, when you add up the entire school architecture, I don't think we're up to 5 million people. So civil defense or army cannot be everywhere. Now, we have to leverage on this issue of school registration. When the school is in Calabar or is in Kano or in Sokoto or in Edo, if the school is registered, we don't have to be there physically. We don't have the capacity to be in every school. But we can leverage on technology. What I'm saying, when the school is registered, we can see threat, and there is possibility of us having that before everything goes into abnormality. Now, we want the public to cooperate with us, not only civil defense. Wherever they see anything that likely to cause threat, they should say something. Whether civil defense, be it police, be it DSS, be it Meungwa, be it the local vigilante, they should say something, and that can help. So, without waiting time, I will give the number of our website for the public to know.
Okay, please
now,
go ahead.
One, we have www.nssrcc.gov.ng. Let me take it again. www.nssrcc.gov.ng. Wow. Then we have an email address.
Okay.
It is contact@nssrcc.gov.ng. contact@nssrcc.gov.ng. Then we have live phone numbers, 24 hours phone numbers.
Okay.
Now we have 091 31 23 23 23. 091 31 23 23 23. 091 23 23 091 32 23 23 23. And then we'll have apps that can be downloaded.
Okay.
You can go to the apps play and then you download it. It is called IEARS. Now it means Integrated Electronic Arrest Reporting System. Now this mechanism is open to not only NSCDC, to all the security architecture. That is both the military, the police, and the DSS. They can reach out almost instantaneously. Then the last one is we have N-Alert.
Okay.
N alert, it works almost instant. Once they have it in their app, they dial it, it will click straight to our response center, and then we can respond as quickly as possible.
Well, thank you very much. In case you're just joining us, the program is the Defenders Radio right here on Citizen 93.7 FM, and this my guest on today's edition of the program happens to be the commander in charge of FIFU's Response Coordination Center. I'm talking about Assistant Commandant of Corps Rabiu I. Muhammad Esquire. You know, when you have a guest who happens to be a barrister, definitely you know that you are in for it, because I had just one question and he's able to just put everything in a nutshell, and I really appreciate that. And why am I bringing him on the show today? Because we know schools are on, most especially our primary and secondary schools, and we need to take good care and protect them security-wise, because they are the leaders of tomorrow. And before we go on the questions, you still want to chip in one or two things, right?
Yes.
Okay,
yes.
Can you go ahead?
Now, I want everyone to know that constitutionally,
Okay.
issue of education is on the concurrent legislative list of the constitution.
Okay.
What it means is this: state have powers to establish and control schools,
Okay.
while federal government have powers to establish schools. Now, federal government does not have the competence to intervene the way and manner states should establish and structure or manage their school.
Okay.
And the huge of the deficits are coming from the states. Federal government only own federal university and federal secondary school.
Yes.
And hardly can you see a federal college of maybe federal government college without a simple parameter fence. It is very, very, very difficult.
Okay.
Now, having said this, again, Nigerians should equally know that the state should do more. Federal government is doing what it's doing, but the states should do more in seeing that things, no matter how negligible, the state governor who wants to spend 8 years in the office, nothing wrong in his first tenure to pick 10 secondary school or primary school. I say, these schools, I'm going to make sure it is up to date in terms of, no matter how negligible, maybe parameter fencing, maybe CCTV camera, maybe in terms of training of the guard. Nigerians should know that all these guards you see in these schools, most of them are retirees, either in army, police, or at the age of their 70, 80. So you wonder now who will now guard who? Is it the megad now that is 80 years now that will guard children of below the age of 18? So that is the problem we're having. So federal government is doing it best, but state government should do more. As it were now, only 8 states have volunteered to donate a structure for response center in the states.
Where we have so many schools.
Just 8.
Just
8 or 7. Jigawa, Benue, Nasarawa, Rivers, Sokoto, just about 7 or 8, including FCT. So the job is massive. So we want people want to leverage on everybody. Everybody should take advantage. Everybody should tell us. We cannot be everywhere, but once they say something, at least it will help.
Yeah, thank you very much. Actually, that's the reason why we have to put this program on here, so that people can know what we're doing at the Nigeria Security and Civil Defense School, and also to our people out there talking about the principals, the school owners, so that they can be part of these initiatives. We know the security is a collective responsibility, and if they say we can't do it all alone. Well, sir, I want to ask a question.
Yes, sir.
It's now 10 years and some few months that the federal government established Safe School. How would you assess the performance of this initiative? Well, you've dwelled more on that, but talking about the performance of this initiative, how would you assess it?
The initiative, the federal government, I think we should say kudos to federal government. We should say, if the state can take advantage of what the federal government is doing, I think we'll do better. But the federal government cannot do it alone. Now, when you look at the document, the Safe School Declaration, as ratified by federal government, now it key in every sector, every level of government, both federal government, state government, and local government, and even non-government like companies. But as it were, it's only the federal government that is funding it. State government are not doing anything for now, as it were. So I want to say that federal government has done very, very, very well. Because with our assessment that we did in NSCC, we have discovered that over 80,000 schools are vulnerable. What I mean here, they are prone to threats and attack. You can see it is massive. Now, if the state government can take advantage and key into the effort of federal government, I think we will do more. We will do more.
And what's the relationship like with all the, there's association of principals in
Yes.
schools. So
Yes.
how do you do it?
Yeah, at all levels. They had their national conference in Abuja. We were there.
Okay.
We spoke with them.
Okay.
We gave them our SOP.
Okay.
The past commander was there with him. He spoke extensively.
Okay.
We are doing engagement. We are talking to them. We are working together. But attitude, yes.
Okay.
Well, yes.
Continue.
Yes, we're talking together in terms of awareness, because
Okay.
principals can only allow us to come to the school and talk to them. But principal on their own cannot fence school, cannot put camera in the school, cannot train guards, cannot. So that is it. So government at all level must support the initiative, and then to be right.
Thank you very much. And in case you're just joining us, the program is The Defender Live, and the program is live. Just send your SMS to 080-6225-4163. 080-6225-4163. I'm having the commander in charge of Safe School Response Coordination Center at the Nigeria Security and Civil Defense Corps. Yes, I have question here, and this person, you didn't put the name, anonymous from Lugbe, is saying, what are you doing concerning the grassroots level? That yes, the center is domiciled at NSCDC, but what are you doing in the grassroots level in order to cater for the schools?
Yeah, thank you very much. We have state coordinators at state level.
Wow.
And then at every local government in Nigeria, we have desk officers who are there to attend to safe school project. And that is why I'm saying now, this month, this February, we are going to have an orientation again, a kind of capacity building so that it could be more effective, more efficient. All the desk officers, we are going to train and retrain them as well to enhance this safe school project. So we're everywhere.
This training you're talking about, when is it commencing?
That of North Central is commencing Tuesday next week.
Wow.
At our NSCQ.
Thank you.
And that of Kano is coming up on the 17th. That of Sokoto coming on the 19th.
Wow.
So.
Thank you very much. Let's take another question. Ade from Gusape. Yes, Ade is talking more on the female squad now, saying how relevant and important is the female squad to the Safe School initiative?
The female squad, they are so much relevant, because as it were, women are mothers. And in terms of even response, it is easier and better for us to deploy female squad than to deploy the male squad, because as a mother, she will not just go there and start opening fire and start firing everybody. So she will have that message, you have that mother's love and touch in the world. So at every state of the country, we have female squad, and then we're working hand in hand to see that we sustain the momentum and give a safer school to all Nigerians.
Well done. We didn't have much time. And before we wrap it up, I want to ask this question.
Yes.
How many NSCDC personnel have received the specialized training and already deployed since the Safe School initiative was domiciled?
As at now, I don't have the figures, but I can assure you that at every local government, where we don't have a desk officer, we have a divisional officer who is who work for Safe School project, as it were. So we're everywhere.
Wow, you've talked more about the prospects now. Let's talk about the challenges. What are things we're facing?
Yes. We have so many challenges. Now, the issue of school registration, most of the school proprietors think that federal government register school because of taxation. The federal government is talking about registering school so that the federal government should have data as a source of revenue. So I want to tell them that it is not true, because if they don't register, we cannot see them. That is one. Two, people should learn when they see something, they should say something. Wow. We cannot be everywhere. So we need people. What happened now at Kubwa, where we lost 2 students? Now, these people came in their numbers. Now, they were there for 3 days. Now, the village head is there. Head of vigilante is here. Head of hunters, they are all there. Nobody could say anything. No, and you can imagine, assuming they took steps, for instance, to inform either police or civil defense, probably would have averted the killing of those innocent students. So what we are saying, that people should not see it as if it's a civil defense affair or police affair. People should be integrated. People should think that at least this thing belongs to all of us, not only civil defense or police issue. If you see anything, you can help us by telling us. Yes.
Well, we've been having quality time, and funny how time flies. I have so many questions, but it's a pity we have more time to spend on the program, The Defenders. Like I said the other time, that my guest on this week's edition of the program, the Commander Safe School Response Coordination Center. at the Nigeria Security and Civil Defense Corps. Assistant Commandant of Corps, Rabi Mohammed, Esquire. Well, it's nice having you around.
Thank you, sir.
Definitely, we're still going to bring you because we have more questions. Maybe sometimes in the next 2 weeks, we'll still be here because we know students are still on. And we have to take care of our students because they are the leaders of tomorrow. What is what we're drawing the curtain on this week's edition of the program? If you still want to know more about NSCDC, that number, you can still send your messages. Someone will be at the other side to just give you the feedback, no doubt about that. Before I go, I have to give thanks to the management of Citizen Nada 3.7 FM. And how would I forget the number one person talking about NSCDC all over the Federation. That's my Commandant General, Dr. Hamid Abubakar Howdy, MNI OFR. And I have my team with me, talking about the one running social media, talking about NSCDC all over the Federation. I'm talking about David Omiali. And Hack Media is in the house, the official photographer to the Commandant General, talking about Shegun Ajayi. After me, my humble self, Papa Wali Afolabi. Till I come your way, same time, same station. Stay out of trouble. Peace, I'm out of here. Bye for now. We are Nigeria Security and Civil Defense Corps.
We are Nigeria Security and Civil Defense Corps, NSCDC. We are Nigeria Security and Civil Defense Corps.